In this video we are going to review 30 useful ways to deal with negative emotions and depression. But first, let me ask you if you can describe what negative emotions actually are. Negative emotions can be described as any feeling which causes you to be miserable and sad. Emotions that can become negative are hate, anger, jealousy, and sadness. Here we are discussing 30 different ways to deal with negative emotions associated with depression. Point number 1. Acknowledge your emotions. It's important to acknowledge that all emotions are completely normal to experience. They are a part of our ingrained DNA. What is more important is understanding when and why negative emotions might arise, and developing positive behaviors to address them. Point number 2. Accept your feelings. Accepting negative emotions, in ourselves and others, are all a part of being human allows us to build better compassion for how they might present themselves and why. Try to be reasonable and accept that bad feelings are occasionally unavoidable and think of ways to make yourself feel better. Point number 3. Change what can be. Take what you've learned from my first recommendation and put it into practice. Cut down on your stress triggers and you'll find yourself feeling negative emotions less frequently. Point number 4. Assign meaning to feelings. Do not control your feelings, in fact control the way you assign meaning to feelings. It is good for you to dissociate feelings from actions and thoughts and remember not to start neglecting your feelings completely. Feel negative emotions, live them, and let yourself understand them. Point number 5. Reflect upon emotions. Self-reflection is the key to self-awareness. It allows us to look neutrally at our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions. Through this practice, we are able to look at ourselves with interest and curiosity. We begin to dig deeper, to question our very being. Why do I feel this way? Point number 6. Bring back to life. Negative emotions won't kill you, they're annoying but not dangerous. Start looking for reasons to enjoy and involve in activities that may fascinate you. Enjoy life is all about living all small big moments and feeling worthy for living each of them. Point number 7. Express yourself. Negative emotions encourage us to express them. They are very actionable emotions. The express and enable part of the acronym encourages you to explore this with openness and curiosity. Point number 8. Try to be reasonable. Accept that bad feelings are occasionally unavoidable and think of ways to make yourself feel better. So to get your mind back in line with reality and reasonable expectations, speak your thoughts with someone else. When you heat it out loud you might realize how ridiculous your doubts sound. Point number 9. Keep things in proportion. Don't blow things out of proportion by going over them time and again in your mind. If you get something out of proportion, you think it is more important or worrying than it really is. Point number 10. Relax. In order to relax, it is suggested to use pleasant activities like reading, walking or talking to a friend. Exploring relaxation can help you look after your well-being when you're feeling stressed or busy. Relaxing can help keep you healthy, in both your body and mind, helping you recover from the everyday stresses that life throws at you. Point number 11. Learn. Notice how grief, loss, and anger make you feel, and which events trigger those feelings so you can prepare in advance. Learning to notice and identify your feelings takes practice. In addition to focusing on your feelings, check in with your body, too. Point number 12. Exercise. Aerobic activity lowers your level of stress chemicals and allows you to cope better with negative emotions. Regular exercise can provide an emotional lift as well as an outlet for negative emotions. Physical activity helps the brain produce natural chemicals that promote a positive mood. Point number 13. Let go of past. One thing you would not realize until you snap out of your negativity is that you have been living in the past. You have been tied to that single, terrible event that rocked your world and you have not been able to live in present since then. Only by getting back in the present can help you begin to leave it behind. Point number 14. Don't blame. Being able to recognize and explain your emotions isn't the same as blaming someone or something for the way you feel. How you feel when these things happen comes from inside you. Your feelings are there for a reason to help you make sense of what's going on. Point number 15. Practice gratitude. Practicing gratitude has been shown to have wonderful effects for both the recipients and givers. These effects have long-reaching impacts on our mood and perception of events, so it's worth spending a little bit of time adding the practice to your weekly repertoire. Point number 16. Learn to respond and react. Our ability to feel and respond to our emotions is often taken for granted. We rarely stop to think and pay close attention to what we're feeling. We do not consider the impact it has on our mental and physiological states, or the long-term implications holding onto emotions has, that might be harmful to us. Point number 17. Take a break when needed. Know when to take a day to yourself. If you are constantly experiencing negative emotions and struggling to manage them, your body is telling you something isn't right. Take a day to recenter. Point number 18. Be nice to yourself. Do something nice for yourself. Maybe you could work less today and play with your kids more. Or you could find something that makes you laugh. Being kind to yourself means not judging yourself harshly for not being perfect. Point number 19. Take time to count blessings. There are certain times of the year when we stop and think about all the things that make us happy or bring us joy. When we count our blessings, we note all the wonderful things in our lives. It is better to be grateful for our blessings than to take them for granted. Point number 20. Change your perspective to positive consequence. Self-doubt is negative, so why not choose to be more positive and optimistic? I know it's easier said than done. But if you recognize every time you have a negative thought and you consciously try to change it to be more positive, you will start to rewire your brain to naturally think more positive. Point number 21. Seek support. Knowing that negative emotions are present in all of us, and in pretty much the same way, can be a fantastic source of compassion and empathy to those around us. Ask parents, teachers, and friends for support. Let them help and show they care. Point number 22. Ready to grow. Develop a positive attitude. Believe in yourself. Tell yourself, I can instead of I can't. You also need to be willing to get out of your comfort zone, and sometimes, do things that are uncomfortable, but are for your own good. Point number 23. Work on strengths. Spend time doing the things you are good at. This helps you build confidence. Strengths can help you develop your skills. If something's a strength, you'll enjoy doing it. Point number 24. Learn to change mood. At a certain point, you'll want to shift from a negative mood into a positive one. Otherwise your thinking may get stuck on how bad things are, and that can drag you down into feeling worse. Try doing things that make you happy, even if you don't feel like it at the time. Point number 25. Move on. If you're feeling disengaged from your life, job, and colleagues, it could be a sign that it's time to move on or seek new challenges. By accepting who you are and what you're experiencing, you don't have to waste energy avoiding anything. Point number 26. Take care of your mind and body. Exercise and eat healthy foods. Get enough sleep. Take time to relax. Be with people who bring out your best. Learn mindful breathing to help you be calm and focused. Point number 27. Reappraise and reframe. Once you've begun to accept that this is a natural part of who you are, you can begin to focus on reframing the situation and how you react. Just because a negative emotion has arisen, doesn't mean you have to react in ways that are detrimental to you and those around you. Point number 28. Hedonic well-being and happiness. This is the process of grouping positive experiences with negative. Because we more readily recall negative experiences, it can be useful for us to group them with positive experiences so we don't fall into a ruminating trap. Point number 29. Eudaimonia. Make eudaimonia as your ultimate goal. It means you have found a state of being that is happy, healthy, and prosperous, and you have learned to engage in actions that result in your overall well-being. Point number 30. Emotional regulation therapy. Emotion regulation therapy, ERT, is a theoretically derived, evidence-based, treatment that integrates principles from traditional and contemporary therapies with findings from basic and translational effective science to offer a framework for improving intervention by focusing on the motivational responses. Click on the link in the description box and check out our blogs. Don't forget to like and share our videos. That's all, folks. Stay healthy. Stay beautiful.